Our referee tonight is Mike Reed. 11 players were booked in a reserve team game a week before Christmas when these clubs met. That's what this rivalry is all about. In traditional colours, Arsenal then from left to right. And behind that goal is where the Arsenal support will congregate. But it's a hostile away venue, even when the trip is as short as it is from Highbury to White Hart Lane. And the vast majority in this reshaped, redeveloped White Hart Lane Stadium are looking for Spurs to continue their sensational run of form here at the expense of their bitter rivals. First touch for Klinsmann, and Teddy Sheringham with the first chance to open his legs and run at the Arsenal back four, and David Seaman making a timely reminder, probably most of all to his own defenders, that the #1 man is back in charge of Arsenal's goal tonight. He is a calming influence, and he has been sorely missed in recent weeks by Arsenal at the back. Parlour. Arsenal were expecting to get through a tremendous amount of work, but it wasn't a good ball, and Popescu read it well. And David Howe's got his foot in there where it hurt to make sure that Spurs retain possession. Calderwood to Anderton, and space for Dean Austin here. Nigel Winterburn, standing captain with Tony Adams missing, injured, and he may be out for quite a while. So Winterburn establishing himself as the senior professional here. What a start to the reign of Jerry Francis in a major club for the first time. He knows there's a lot of work still to do, but he's tightened up Spurs defensively to a quite remarkable extent. Howells, Calderwood with time. Wright really didn't go after him too hard, and he looked at Sheringham. It's not a clever knockdown by Linegan. Oh, and it fell very invitingly as Darren Anderton came in, and I think he had a pretty good sight of the goal protected by David Seaman. It's not a good header by Linegan. Sits up invitingly for Anderton, who has a tremendous eye for a goal, and he was on target at Coventry a couple of days ago, and he had just a vision of a really dramatic start to this London derby. Sheringham asking Klinsmann to run, but that's too long. And Seaman's going to have to be very sharp tonight, because Spurs coming forward now have so much pace. This is the man that Arsenal rely on up front, Ian Wright. He has the pace as well. Schwartz had the time to collect his thoughts and look for a pass, and Parlour made a good run. Spurs captain Mabbutt to him. Ball's out on the far side. So the two Arsenal youngsters in the middle of the park, Ray Parlour and Ian Selly, are both going to be expected to do a lot of the hard running by George Graham. Jensen, the old-timer who got his first goal in more than 2 years as an Arsenal player on Saturday, didn't do them much good in the long term. Arsenal's so indifferent in the league this season. But remember, as always with Arsenal, they can defy their greatest doubters and take pride and pleasure in doing it. And they're still involved in 3 cup competitions right now, so it's not as though the season is finished, far from it. Schwartz, Winterburn, well seen by Austin, and Steve Bold, for a big man, does have plenty of pace, and he's going to need it tonight against Klinsmann. Popescu got his head first, and Sol Campbell, who's had an outstanding season so far for Spurs. A good ball in too, well tidied up by Andy Linegan. Ian Wright, really the first touch for him on the night, and not a good one. Campbell saw it and read it. Calderwood. Definitely a change of style under Francis, with Spurs much happier to knock it long from the back, as Calderwood did there, trying to release Rosenthal. But where early season under Ardiles, that perhaps would have been knocked 5 yards forward, Calderwood went long, trying to get Rosenthal running. That's the difference that Jerry Francis has made tactically, and it's working for them. That's long from Seaman to Wright. Campbell, in fact, it was, who got a good leap on it. Here's Wright. There's magic in the air every time he gets the ball. A fantastic cross whipped in too. Good piece of covering by Mabbutt. He just has the ability, Ian Wright, to do the difference, the unexpected, the dangerous. Mabbutt will know all about his threat. 19 so far from Ian Wright this season. Ray Parlour with the corner. Selly. That's clever. It's Parlour's ball in. It's not a good one. Another of the Arsenal contingent who's had to cope with revelations in the press, which had nothing to do with the football side, just as this man George Graham has had an extraordinary chapter of events unfolding at Highbury, and they are men under pressure. Sheringham. Well, Linegan has left that for Seaman, but Klinsmann is so fast, over 25-30 yards. Fantastic first season for him in English football, one of the stars of the season. And so too this man in his own different way, the Romanian World Cup star Popescu. Anderton. Campbell was to him. Austin. Too long this time from Spurs. And what does he think after 4 short months in the English game? He looks like he's enjoying it. Campbell got a piece of that. I think the last touch was off Dean Austin, and Mike Reid, our referee, agreed with that. Campbell's so much more effective for Arsenal this season away from home than he has been at home. And technically, although it's just a mile or a few miles from Highbury, this is an away game tonight for Arsenal. Rosenthal, first chance he's had to run at Lee Dixon. Good pace from the Israeli international. He wasn't getting the better of Dixon though. Rosenthal came on as a sub at Coventry in the starting lineup tonight for Nicky Barmby. And safety first from Dixon, one of the stalwarts of this Arsenal team, one of George Graham's first ever purchases 8 years ago. They started something big in that period, Arsenal, collecting 6 major trophies in 8 years. But still, the Highbury fans are far from happy with developments. That's a foul, and David Howes is penalised for barging on Selly. And Sheringham's getting back to help, in fact, every Spurs player back behind the ball. Parlour away from Rosenthal, Campbell to him, not entirely effectively, Klinsmann helping. Well seen by Winterburn, read it well. Bold had stayed forward. Sheringham tracking him back. Arsenal ball, this is Wright. Just too many white-shirted bodies in the way. When Ian Wright scores, Arsenal tend to do well. If Wright doesn't score, generally it means Arsenal haven't scored. Furious midfield battle early on. Spurs see plenty of the ball. Sheringham. It's a fabulous ball to Rosenthal. But you could see the idea of Ronnie Rosenthal, the delivery not quite accurate enough. Schwartz, good ball to Campbell. Drifting out wide left. Austin to him. He's very strong, Kevin Campbell. Jensen. Good ball to Dixon. Showed plenty of it to Rosenthal, but Rosenthal fouled him. There's a lot of testing out going on in the early part of this game, through 10 minutes. And Jensen, who pleased his manager, in fact, his disbelieving manager, George Graham, on Saturday, scoring his first goal in more than 2 years as an Arsenal player. Fabulous goal it was too. I think Linnigan was penalised there for pushing. The man whose header won the FA Cup for Arsenal a couple of years back in dramatic fashion in the last minute. Ian Walker hasn't seen much of the ball through the first 10 minutes on a night when keepers are going to have to work hard to keep warm because it's freezing. Almost sub-zero temperatures in London. That's sweet from Arsenal, one-touch stuff. Part of the runner, Mabbott, the vastly experienced cornerstone of this Spurs defence once more this season, even though, as happened last year, he was not required for first-team duty through the first few weeks of the season. But what a professional. And the standards he set are second to none. Calderwood, good understanding he's developed with Mabbott. Campbell, just too strong for Parlour, just knocked him out of the way, and Parlour felt it. Dixon. Winterburn to Jensen. Arsenal building well early on here. This is Schwartz. Linnigan. Campbell tidies up. Not too well. Dixon. That's a good ball to Parlour, but he couldn't control it. And Calderwood assessed the situation well in the end, although there was a scare for Spurs fans. And Agnes has been a bit careless. Did well to recover. This is Arsenal pressing. Right. And under some pressure, Colin Calderwood concedes the corner. But Arsenal are turning the screws here early. They won on this ground last season. Good exchange between Wright and Campbell. And when they won here last season, they got a goal at this end. Klinsmann back helping again. Jensen tidies up and did it under some pressure from Rosenthal. Dixon. It's a bit telegraphed, but Wright kept working. Now Bold with space. One of Arsenal's better performers this season, Steve Bold. Working his way to the fringes of England selection. That's a fine ball. Dixon made a great run for it. And that's not bad either. Campbell, still Campbell, whistle's gone. Now Arsenal have possessed plenty of threat in the early part of this game today. And a really good overlapping burst by Lee Dixon here. Good cross too, right tangling with Mabbott. And the sheer physical presence of Campbell is again apparent there, pushing Dixon, pushing Austin aside. But he was adjudged by Mike Reid to have done it unfairly. Linnigan didn't really make a good contact on that. Klinsmann was caught by Bold. That could well be a booking. And Bold furiously protested. But he didn't touch him, or didn't deliberately touch him. Now this will be interesting. Here it is again. Didn't seem a lot of contact from Steve Bold, although it did happen in a flash, you'd have to admit that. And no booking. Powell's free kick for Spurs. We haven't really seen Spurs cause any danger at all in the Arsenal defence yet. Powell's, he just needed a bit too long with Jensen snapping at him. Austin, that's out of play. maybe a rueful reflection or two from George Graham that the loyalty of supporters is the most fickle thing. After bringing the club so much success. An intelligent thought by Wright. He seems to have built up a good relationship early in this game with Campbell, and that's going to be a source of problems for Spurs. Oh, great feat by Anderton. This is Klinsmann, and an important challenge. Can Arsenal break out? No. All the way back to Walker. So many fascinating duels like this one between Klinsmann and Bold tonight. Most Premier League players, defenders haven't been able to keep Klinsmann quiet. Now Rosenthal, he did well, Ronnie Rosenthal. And it was a most intelligent cutback, and it could so easily have produced the opener. Great ball again by Sheringham, tremendous awareness, and Rosenthal with a sight of goal is a very dangerous proposition, and there's just a vital touch which helped it back in the direction of David Seaman. The nearest thing that Spurs have been so far. Here's Rosenthal again, he looks on his game tonight. Mercurial sort of player, talented, inconsistent, but dangerous, and he's caused one or two big problems for Arsenal in the last couple of minutes. Now Arsenal will bring bodies back in numbers here. There's 6 in the wall. Everybody's back. Seaman, the model of consistency and composure in situations like this, just radiates calm, and he's going to have to do it here. Howells is over it, Austin is over it, Rosenthal and Klinsmann have gone into the wall, and Anderton may be best bet here for Spurs. There's also Jika Popescu, who can strike the dead ball brilliantly. Is it a set move or is it a strike on target? It'll be Anderton. He can do a lot better than that. Campbell's the last man. So tidy and efficient in his work, this boy. Linnigan got the touch. The Spurs throw. And Sol Campbell is making such quick progress up the international scene as well as the club scene for England. There's no knowing what that man can achieve in the game. Maybe too long for Rosenthal. Spurs beginning to come out of their shell a bit. They've absorbed some pressure here early from Arsenal. And Dean Austin, one of those players who seems a little more settled and confident under the management of Jerry Francis. His head to Dixon's throat. Popescu forward, Klinsmann found space. Sheringham, Austin here. He'll knock it in. Not well. Intelligent idea. Linnigan won't mess around there. Safety first. Good period for Spurs. We're at the 20-minute mark now. Free kick. Parlour penalised. Anderton over it. Arsenal under pressure. And they deal with it well. Now Wright stolen a ball that should have been Campbell's, really. Winterburn. Howells tied it up well for Spurs. Austin forward. And he won the second one. Arsenal throw. clear. Back come Arsenal. The good news for Arsenal early on is that David Seaman seems to be moving and kicking with no discomfort from a broken rib. Dixon had a very good game so far for Arsenal. Winterberg, well covered by Austin on. Campbell there and Klinsmann catching Jensen. Campbell, good knockdown, right. You don't see him miss his kick too often. Campbell doing well to claim it again for Arsenal. Schwartz. Austin again tidying up well. Klinsmann. Neither side really able to get the ball under control and start to build too much, just as you'd expect. A league game that's much more like a cut tie so often. No offside this time. Linegan had played him onside. It's Anderton, and Spurs have men over. One is Popescu, who must score. And that is so sweet for Tottenham Hotspur, and it's big trouble for Arsenal. He absolutely loves it, and they love him. 22 minutes gone, and it's uncharacteristic Arsenal defending once more. One man left and played them all onside. Anderton, good ball, great one-touch finish by Popescu. There's nothing David Seaman can do here. It's a perfect cross, and if he keeps it low, he must have a great chance of scoring, and he did. Well. They bought heavy. They bought Klinsmann, they bought Popescu. And what a return on their investment. Can Arsenal come back quickly? In so many games, in so many seasons, in so many competitions, Arsenal are never quite down and out. And there's a long way to go in this North London derby. There's a brilliant finish by a world-class player here. Remember, he's coming from the back of midfield and he's caught up and passed out. The front man was brilliant, and the finish was perfect. And a great piece of supply from Darren Anderton. Parlour. It's a long one for Ian Wright to chase, and Ian Walker always favourite by some way. And he hasn't really had a shot to save yet, and he'll be pleased about that. Great kick too, and really put hold on a tremendous pressure. This is Anderton, Sheringham. You can see what was in his mind. Popescu gets it ahead of Parlour. Campbell for Spurs. The noise is absolutely fantastic around White Hart Lane. It's a great ball in. Klinsmann. And I think the last touch was off a defender, in fact, Steve Bold. Arsenal on their heels. Can Spurs double the margin? Darren Anderton's corner. It's a good one. Great punch by Seaman. The one great thing for Arsenal in this situation is that David Seaman's back in goal. Blameless on the goal. Calderwood. Austin. Winterburn trying to measure the clearing header, but not really doing it too well. Now Linnigan struggling very badly against the pace of Klinsmann. He's big and strong, Andy Linnigan, but he doesn't have a turn of foot at this level. And this man certainly does. And Klinsmann will really fancy his chances against Linnigan tonight. Anderton from the other side. Still a right-footed kick. He can drop it short or he can swing it out to the back post. It's short. Not well cleared by Arsenal. Anderton. That's longer. Campbell back helping out. It was a good header. They were offside anyway. He's played in big games across the world, Zika Popescu. I just wonder what he makes of this one. It's the look at the goal from the other angle. Anderton clear and onside. Cleverly brought back by Sheringham. His passing has been different class in this game so far. This is Anderton. Great ball into Klinsmann. Spurs are looking great at the moment. Still Arsenal can't clear it. Howells keeps it alive for Spurs. Rosenthal. Sheringham. It's desperate stuff for Arsenal. Everybody's back helping. Was there a handball? I think there was, against Arsenal. Still they can't stop the pressure coming in on them. Maybe a little far out for a direct hit. Is there. This is Anderton. There's hesitation there again in the Arsenal defence, and Rosenthal almost seized on it. Campbell. Rabbit. Out of play. Popescu's header down, Dixon. Rosenthal got the block and then Klinsmann. Shown the inside by Dixon and he'll take it, he likes it. This is Klinsmann. Got a bit lucky with the deflection. The space here for Sheringham. Popescu. It's a lovely little ball through two players. And it almost worked for Spurs. Howells wins it back with a crunching tackle. And he's in trouble, David Howells. There's a yellow card for Stefan Schwarz. It was a most committed tackle by two players. Oh, and he jumped in, definitely. And he seems to have caught Howells quite high. Maybe on the wrist, and that would be better, I have to say, than the other likely consequences had he connected with him lower down on his legs. But he's got it in the guts. And you can see the damage it's done. Stefan Schwarz is certainly no shrinking violet. He's a physical, tough player. It's not a good time for George Graham. And Jerry Francis is much too pragmatic a man to say it's a good time for him already. He'll just think that he's reasonably satisfied with the scoreline at the present time, and also satisfied that Howells is back on his feet. Same players involved. Popescu's there. Will he threaten Seaman? Amberton took a deflection easily. Seaman's. You must hand it to the players of both sides here. They're playing, remember, their 4th game in 8 days. Virtually alone of major European leagues, the English league continues right through the middle of the winter without a pause. And the level of commitment here is quite staggering. And another big game for everybody coming this weekend in the 3rd round of the FA Cup. Won nearly everything that's come his way in the air so far. And he's again backing into Austin. Schwartz just knocking it into the hole behind Mabbott, but Walker very alert. And perhaps more worrying for Arsenal than the scoreline is the fact one struggles to think of a genuine chance they've manufactured in the game so far. Jensen to Schwartz, Denmark to Sweden. Is there a foul by Parler? No, referee lets it go. Mabbott's got to do some defending against Parler. Idea was good from Ray Parler. He's made a succession of sweeping runs from the right-hand side of midfield. And this is the latest of them, right across the park. And he just blasts Dean Austin out of the way. And Mike Reid was well placed to allow the play to go on. Walker not forced into the save. Hamilton. Bowled above Klinsmann. This is Jensen. Somebody was having a good tug. It was Austin having a good pull at the shirt of Campbell there. Linigan. Parler. It's fallen nicely for Ray Parler. And that does go down as a genuine chance. And he knows it. And Ian Wright's furious that he didn't get a pass. This was Arsenal's most dangerous moment in front of the Spurs goal tonight so far. Bouncing back off the shins of Campbell, and that was a good opportunity for Ray Parler. And Ian Walker just watches it go over his crossbar, not forced into a save again. Klinsmann onto this one. Brilliant control. And he did enough to win it back. This time Anderton's offside. And again through the middle, Sheringham and Popescu were breaking hard. You may see it from this low angle. Anderton's offside, but in the middle, Popescu again and Sheringham have both started to make searing bursts in the direction of the Arsenal goal. That's what happened when Spurs went in front. Clear. Not too tidy by Bold. Linigan. Bold And Linigan under tremendous pressure. Spurs have it back. Sheringham. Campbell. And an important tackle won by Linigan that time. This is Rosenthal. Ball is out. Given away by Arsenal again. Schwartz trying to win it back for them. That's one of the big battles of the night. Austin against Campbell. Jensen back to Seaman. Gets the run of the ball against Parler. Jensen. Anderton got back. Austin clear. Popescu. It's a tough job for any referee to keep up with the physical pace in this game, and Mike Reid's doing a good job so far. Spurs ball bounced off the chest of Ian Wright. I mentioned his phenomenal scoring rate, but scarcely a game goes by, it seems, when Ian Wright doesn't work his way into the referee's notebook, and often it is for dissent, and he just cannot control his enthusiastic discussion with the referee. And inevitably, in the course of a match, very often it leads him into trouble. And in his defence, he says he just can't contain his passion for the game and his determination to get the most out of every facet of every game. And it's the most infectious thing on the other Arsenal players. Campbell got there ahead of him right then. Calderwood working and under tremendous pressure from Campbell, just about got away with it. Not a clever clearance by Walker. Rosenthal. Jensen. Parler. Arsenal coming back into this game a little bit after a very dodgy 10 minutes. Parler did well. They can run and they can get good crosses in as well. Now, will Dixon try and deliver it long? Spurs had too many bodies in the way. Selly. Bold. Dixon. Breaks down from Arsenal. The frowns grow ever deeper. As George begins to compose his half-time team talk. Schwartz. Good ball. Winterburn. Where are the options ahead of him? Looks for Parler, who made a tremendous run forward, but probably pulled Mabbutt back illegally. Here comes Spurs again. No offside, but it's too long. He's getting through a lot of work rate, Parler. That's why he's in the team for Arsenal, to run at players and make things happen. 5 minutes to the break. A tremendous challenge. I think it was Calderwood tangled with Campbell. A tremendous physical battle. Schwartz to Winterburn. Howell's clear, and it fell nicely for Teddy Sheringham. This is Rosenthal. Klinsmann's in front of him. Here is Klinsmann making a target and almost delivering a telling return pass. Dixon it was who got the block on. Potter with the throw for Arsenal. Here comes Dixon again. One of Arsenal's better performers tonight. Jensen. Space for Schwartz. Campbell's in front of him. This is Campbell. Austin's the marker. It's a very poor ball by Campbell. And he knows it. But Winterburn had galloped 50 yards to give him a pass. Jensen into right. He's been pretty quiet, Ian Wright, in this game so far. Well, that's a good sign for Spurs, but you can never keep Ian Wright quiet all the time. Here he is. Arsenal throwing bodies at that white wall of Spurs defenders, but to no avail. They're looking for a barnstorming finish in the first half, though, the Gunners. This is Jensen. He'll have a dig here. It was well hit too. They would have made it 2 in 2 days, in 3 days. They took a deflection on the way through. Never been frightened to shoot. The problem for Arsenal is that he's always been shooting high, wide and handsome until Saturday. Howells it was who got the block on. And he gets through a lot of work, David Howells, unsung hero really. Just a little too intricate. Winterburn. That's too long. Again, Parler making that incisive run from the right side of midfield at the heart of the Spurs defence. Arsenal throw. Right. Austin wanted ahead of him. Bold. Jensen kept it in. Did well. Schwartz. Winterburn. Arsenal ball again. And it's Campbell who's penalised here. Jerry Francis on his feet and getting ready to go to the dressing room. Last minute of the first half. Winterburn. Popescu above Schwartz that time. Oh, it took a nice bounce for Spurs off Sheringham. And he knew where Klinsmann was, and that's why Klinsmann's applauding him, even though Andy Linegan got the crucial touch. His awareness is really tremendous. Good header by Mallet. This is Jensen for Arsenal. Now Wright's got space this time. Austin's the first man to him. Brilliant from Ian Wright, just too high for Parler. There's a superb piece of skill, and Parler applauds it. He held it up, waited for the players to make their way into the box. and then delivers this superb cross. And if there'd been anybody behind Parlour, it was an easy target. Campbell for Spurs. Almost a minute played of injury time here. Free kick to Arsenal. Bold is down. Mike Reid lets it go. Winterburn. Campbell. Schwartz. Selly. Winterburn. Parlour. Can Arsenal deliver a good ball into the box? No is the answer, and it's the last action of a frantic first half, which just defies belief that this is the fourth game in 8 days for these teams. Jică Popescu with the only goal of the first half, brilliantly sweeping home as Spurs expose Arsenal's defensive fallibility this season yet again. So much for Arsenal to do in the second half. Spurs have the call in the North London derby at half-time. Spurs 1, Arsenal 0. So at White Hart Lane, we're all set for the second half then, in the first instalment of this great rivalry this season, the North London rivalry. And it's going with the home side so far. Spurs, a goal to the good and an impressive first half display from them too. Arsenal at times have threatened but creating very few chances and really forcing Ian Walker into only one meaningful save in the first half. And that has got to improve if Arsenal are to do anything about this scoreline in the second half. There in the backdrop you can see the continuing renovation work going on at White Hart Lane. But every available seat in the ground has been snapped up for this one, as always. They can fill it twice over. Parlour ran into Campbell, no foul. Mike Reid again perfectly positioned, the referee. No changes on either side at half-time. But Arsenal have got to try and change the course of this match and start to create danger in front of the Spurs goal. Spurs have looked much more dangerous going forward. Klinsmann's running in particular. Calderwood clear. This is Andy Linnigan. Showed too much of it to Rosenthal. And Klinsmann was onto the opportunity very quickly. Ball tidies up with help from Dave Seaman. Well, one of the true, really few consistent performers for Arsenal this season. Campbell. It's an Arsenal ball. Dixon just rebounding it off the shins of Campbell. Wherever he's played so far for Arsenal, for Tottenham Hotspur, he's impressed. Left back, centre half, or in midfield. And two great stalwarts of previous North London derbies. Frank McClintock wants the Arsenal captain on your right. Alan Mullery wants the Spurs captain on your left. Are we going to see the sort of passionate, disciplined, determined response in this second half from Arsenal that we've seen from them so often in adversity, in league football and cup football, in England and on foreign fields? But they've got to produce a top quality effort to get something out of this game tonight now. Klinsmann perfectly down into the path of Sheringham. How well these two combine. Linnigan read it well. Carter. And the gripe of the Arsenal fans surely repeated at half-time again. Some tugging between Mabbott and Wright, and it's Ian Wright who gets penalised. But you can guess what the gripe of the Arsenal fans would have been at half-time. The constant criticism of George Graham has been that he has been reluctant to spend the club's money in the transfer market. There's certainly plenty of money available for players at Highbury after the run of success they've enjoyed in the last 8 years or so. Winterburn's determination just offered the possibility of something for Schwartz, and Austin used his hand. You can't fault the commitment of the Arsenal player there. Jensen with it. Schwartz. Popescu clear. This is Klinsmann. Can Spurs break out? Anderton is away from a couple. It's Sheringham. Rosenthal is one of the options for Sheringham. Klinsmann. Anderton. It just wouldn't come for Spurs. They were queuing up at one stage. And Darren Anderton knows this really could and should have been a 2-0 advantage for Tottenham Hotspur. He looks a hot favourite here, but good defending from Linnigan. The game ticking up without a pause virtually since half-time. Fast, furious. Stout hearts required for this job. Mabbott gets above Campbell. And this is Sol Campbell for Spurs. Austin, the last man back to Walker. And the pitch also holding up superbly to these trying conditions. Jensen, Tana, just too many bodies away, in the way for him. But Schwartz has some space. Now where are the options for Arsenal? Fallen nicely for Selly. Doesn't get many in Selly. The idea was sound, but he's not a noted goal scorer. In fact, he's only got one all season, and that was in the European Cup Winners' Cup. But what a time it would have been to score a first league goal. Andy Linnigan seemed to pull up rather sharply after heading that ball away. George Graham, as his custom, is down on the bench for the second half, alongside Stuart Houston, the assistant manager. A shout from Houston, you could see it quite clearly, was get out. He wanted Arsenal to push up, and they didn't really do that. Ball was out, Sheringham didn't control it. One wonders what that decision is all about. A foul throw perhaps by Winterburn. Anyway, Spurs have possession. Austin. Oh, it's given away. Kevin Campbell breaking out. Good ball from him. Now the space right side for Arsenal. Parler. Dixon. Did it well, Lee Dixon. Oh, it's a magnificent save by Ian Walker. It's a really brilliant piece of play by Lee Dixon. He made his mind up early. He was going after this, even though it was into Parler's area. He claimed it, he burst into the space, and the shot was on target. Brilliant save. It's the nearest thing Arsenal have had to a goal in the game. And good keeping from the youngster. Well claimed. Klinsmann against Winterburn. He was caught late by Winterburn there. Good position for Spurs. Anderton's free kick. Klinsmann missed it. This is Rosenthal. Parler trying to keep him on the edge of the box. Sheringham might be a bit big. Schwartz getting through a tremendous amount of work. Offside. As Ian Wright worked overtime to try and get it. Arsenal are very fired up here. Oh, to have been a fly on the wall at half-time as George Graham delivered his message. Selling to right. Jensen. Dixon broke ahead of him. Now he's come back and there's space for him here. Rosenthal's in front of him. This is Parler. Showed too much of it to Rosenthal. Ball was out. Sol Campbell with the throw. Rosenthal, Campbell, that's out of play. Off the ball. Corner. Won by the sheer persistence of Ian Wright. Or is it? I think Wright thought he'd won the corner. The good news for Jerry Francis, it's a Spurs ball. Living every moment of this game, kicking every ball, the boss. Bold won it for Arsenal. This is Popescu. Rosenthal, Campbell. Schwartz just galloped into the position to take the ball off his toe. Babbitt for Spurs. Austin, right quickly to it. And right now Arsenal have definitely pressed Spurs back, and little by little Arsenal seem to be gaining the ascendancy. Foul by Sol Campbell on Parler. First time in a long time that Arsenal have been behind in any game against Spurs. This is Jensen. Dixon. Selly. Dixon with time to cross here. Good touch from Campbell. Then again, didn't really see much of the goal. Spurs had so many bodies back and showed great discipline. Klinsmann almost got away from ball, but Winterburn was very alive to the danger. Schwartz overran it. This is Rosenthal, fouled by Winterburn. There's an anxious little look from Nigel Winterburn at Mike Reid. He tripped Klinsmann just a couple of minutes ago and got away with that one, we think. And a second trip in such quick succession can earn a booking. And indeed he has been booked this time. Good deal of sensitive refereeing going on tonight by Mike Reid in this turbo-charged atmosphere at White Hart Lane. Rosenthal won it back. He shouldn't have been allowed to from the Arsenal point of view. Anderton had time to tee it up. It was a little bit sloppy by Arsenal, but they got away with it. Rosenthal won it back first up, and Anderton was just invited the option to shoot. Really made a big mess of it. Campbell won that one well for Arsenal. And this is a good situation. Mabbutt penalised. He's not too happy about it either. Right on the arm mark. Now who can deliver the threat from the dead ball for Arsenal? 6 in the wall. May have been deflected on the way through. It's a mess of it, certainly from an Arsenal point of view, and Dixon's shot nowhere near causing a problem. Haven't got much to cheer about at the present time, and it's not just tonight. A long and dismal run for Arsenal. Only 3 wins in 11 matches before tonight, and one of those was in a cup tie. Siemens, reliable boot. Schwartz on Popescu. Harlow against Howells. A bit short from Popescu. Austin kept it for him. Now then, this is Ian Wright. Calderwood's in front of him. They showed too much of it to Calderwood. Klinsmann won it for Spurs. This is Teddy Sheringham. Rosenthal takes over. Klinsmann galloping to the right of him. Sheringham to the left. Here's Sheringham, faced by Dixon. Arsenal have cover back now. And they have David Seaman as well. He is capable of producing the most sublime passes, Sheringham, but not on that occasion. Not only a good finisher, an excellent finisher, but an excellent goal creator for others. More pressure from Arsenal though. There's no mistaking that the rhythm of the game has changed, and Arsenal have lifted the tempo in the second half as they scrap for their local pride. Campbell fouling Ian Wright. And another good free kick situation on the edge of the box. Where's the little bit of quality going to come from? That's what Arsenal need here. Schwartz is over it, Campbell's over it, he can really power the ball. Oh, that's very poor, and Arsenal's dead ball play has been really ordinary here. Right now they just don't seem to possess anybody in this 11 at least that has that bit of quality over the ball. I've seen Stefan Schwartz strike a great dead ball. And George Graham's complaint is that he has at least 5 internationals not involved on the injured list. But that's the kind of thing Arsenal have been living with for years. And such as the depth in numbers in their squad, they've been able to cope with that kind of thing. That's how you win trophies in this tough business. Pretty ordinary from Linnigan as well. And should they, long way to go of course, 25 minutes here, but it's a quarter of the game, but should they fail to turn this round, you can already see the tabloid headlines in the London papers in the morning. They've been having a field day with Arsenal in the newspapers for the last month or two, criticising Arsenal as a team growing old together, lacking in flair and imagination, lacking in footballing quality. They're all charges that have been levelled against Arsenal so often in the past. But do they ring with more truth this time? Linnigan. Campbell, another foul by Austin this time. A long succession of free kicks conceded around the edge of their box by Spurs in this second half. But really, Arsenal have done nothing with them so far. What will they try to conjure up this time? Winterburn, it's a little variety anyway. Oh, and it almost dropped for Ian Wright. It was much more like it from Arsenal. And it caught Spurs a little flat-footed. Campbell the target, Wright made the third man run, and it was a good run. And it just wouldn't come down into his path enough for him to get his foot around it. Still Spurs hang on. But still they have the advantage. Campbell won the first header. Sol Campbell. The Spurs clear. Here he is again. Linnigan forward. Mabbutt. This is Jensen. Oh, hesitation by Calderwood. It's Ian Wright. And that goes down as a let-off. I think Wright was complaining that he was pulled back. But he really did deliver the dangerous moment. And Arsenal frustrated they didn't get more out of that. Here it is. It's just a momentary hesitation by Colin Calderwood, allowing the ball to come across his body, and Wright seized on it. And he couldn't make Ian Walker make a save. But Arsenal are getting closer. And Spurs seem to have gone into their shells a little bit. Dixon. Mabbutt to Campbell. The Spurs back four doing manful jobs. Howells. You just have an idea that in this second half, Howells and Popescu have been under a great deal more pressure in the middle of the park, as Arsenal have seized the dominance in the game. Howells and Popescu won the tackles and sprayed the ball around best in the first half, but it's not really been the same since half-time. This is Winterburn. Schwartz. Kevin Campbell. Schwartz has got time to deliver a cross. Not a bad one. And a great piece of covering by Sol Campbell, and then Kevin Campbell of Arsenal doesn't really do what was expected of him here. He snatches at it slightly, keeps it low, but again Walker doesn't have to make a save. The chances are beginning to come for Arsenal though. It's determination which has served them so well for so long. Seaman out quickly. They never know when they're beaten. The Spurs have got to hang on here. Arsenal ball. Jensen. Arsenal's best period of the match by a long way. Dixon. Oh, well played by Sol Campbell. Wasn't buying Selly's dummy. And even though he gave it away, he'd done his first job properly. "20 minutes for Arsenal to save the game." Linnigan came to win it. Howells again gets second best. This is Parler. Mabbott across to tidy up. That should be a Spurs throw. I think it clipped Parler's heels. And it's going to be a tough 20 minutes for the likes of Gary Mabbott. Those are the players to whom Spurs will be looking now. And if they could get down the other end and grab one more, that will take all the pressure off, but the pressure grows all the time. This is Dixon. Well won by Popescu. In fact, at Howells, it may have been. Alan Smith is warming up, the Arsenal forward. He's a good man to have on the bench, knows where the goal is. Scored the goal that won Arsenal the Cup Winners' Cup last May. That may feel like a lifetime ago to Arsenal fans. Such has been the trauma unfolding at Highbury. Austin. Anderton's touch took it away. Still Spurs lead. And those are the Spurs subs in the middle of your picture. Chris Day on the left, Justin Edinburgh, Stuart Nethercott. Mike Reid lets it go. This is Klinsmann. Winterburn got in the way of Sheringham. There's none too tidily hacked clear by Arsenal, and not far. Anderton. Seaman stayed on his line. Rosenthal came in on the back stick and earned a corner for Spurs, and the siege is lifted, and you can hear how it's been received at White Hart Lane. Fanatical home support here. How desperately the Spurs fans want this victory tonight. It would confirm a wondrous revival after a season of incredible pressures and stresses. And no wonder the Spurs chairman Alan Sugar has decided to watch this one from the relative warmth of Florida. He might be missing this atmosphere though. In fact, I'm sure he is. Rosenthal's cross. Selly concedes another corner. Spurs love to get their centre-halves forward, both Mabbutt and Calderwood right in there. Anderton, he can drop it on a sixpence with that right foot. Parler got the header though. Rosenthal, it's too big. Campbell for Arsenal. Winterburn. Sonny lets it run, and Linnigan, not the quickest, but he's one of the strongest. That's a terrible ball by Linnigan. And now it's a big moment for Spurs. It's 2-on-1. It's Teddy Sheringham. Andy Linnigan gets a life. Jensen. Here come Arsenal again. We've got 15 minutes, just a little more to play. It's a thrilling North London derby. Jensen fell kindly for Selly. Good block for Popescu. For a big name player, he gets through a lot of hard graft, and so too does Klinsmann. Linnigan had the better of that little tussle though. Parler. Here come Arsenal again. Well claimed by Ian Walker. Right furious that the service didn't come quicker, but Walker really seized it and made it easy for Calderwood. Bold header down, not a good one. Anderton, well tidied up by Lee Dixon. Was an important challenge won by Kevin Campbell. Austin held the line. Ball back to Seaman. His kick has been very reliable tonight, Dave Seaman. Parler. Selly. Schwartz. It's a great ball. It's right. And a clever chip. Oh, it was nearly one of the goals of the season. An inch or two and it would have been there. And in fairness to Arsenal, this is a quality move. It's a great ball into the channel. Wright knows where the goal is without having to look, and Walker was beaten by this, and it just shaved the top of the crossbar before nestling into the top of the net. I've seen him score from there, Wright, and he almost did it again there. What a goal it would have been. They keep coming closer and closer, Arsenal, but they haven't scored, and that might be a good sign for Spurs. This is Schwartz. This is a bad sign for Spurs. It's Ian Wright, but it's a fantastic tackle by Campbell. Arsenal fans behind the goal appealing for a handball on the ground, but the linesman was perfectly placed, and that made Mike Reed's job so easy. There was no hesitation. The linesman flag stayed down. Dixon's cross. Still no way through for Arsenal as Spurs survive. Sheringham won a good header. Anderton to Klinsmann. Didn't miss by much. He's claiming a deflection, I think, and he may well have been justified in claiming that on second vision. There was a lovely smile from Klinsmann on the end of it. What a breath of fresh air that man has been for English football. Complete professional. It may be time for Alan Smith Stuart Hewson's bringing him to the line. And it may well be Ian Selly who's about to make way, as Arsenal throw on a forward player for a midfield player. They're going to play 4-3-3 and try to increase the pressure on Spurs, and it's already been very intense in this second half. Here it comes. It's Selly off. Alan Smith is on. A poor goal return from Smith so far, only 4 this season. Jika Popescu is brought off by Jerry Francis. And Popescu at least gets the benefit of getting into the dressing room early. Stuart Nethercott's on. As these players keep up the incredible physical pressure. How do they keep performing? 4th game in 8 days for nearly everybody on the park. Nethercott's on to battle it out for Spurs. Getting himself involved physically, but a foul on Jensen. Here comes Dixon. Parlour. Campbell to him. He showed too much of it to Campbell. He's been magnificent again tonight, this youngster. Goal kick. Here's the low angle. And the incident there where Arsenal claimed the penalty off the hand of Sol Campbell. It's a few minutes back actually that it happened. Did seem to touch Campbell's hand, but Mike Reid's decision seemed perfectly justifiable, no deliberate handball. And the minutes begin to tick by in favour of Spurs. Less than 10 to go now. Arsenal ball. Winterburn just dropped into the hole from Campbell. Still Spurs hold firm. Klinsmann will put the pressure on Seaman. Now there really are some tired legs out there, and is it any wonder? This is when it's going to hurt, the last 10 minutes. Some players, quite understandably, will really be hanging on now. And it's the one who can maybe make the little burst and show some real strength, or the one whose tiredness takes over, who makes the mistake to change the course of this game. That's what it's all about now. In a word, determination. Clever triangle with Howes involved for Spurs, and although it wasn't pretty, maybe an attitude was never going to get there. Perhaps it wasn't the worst ball in the world from Stuart Nethercott from Spurs' point of view. It means that Arsenal have to go back, get the ball and start all over again. And he's played 1 or 2 balls into the corner since he came on, and it may well be that Jerry Francis said that is what he wanted of Nethercott, just to have Arsenal turning and going back. He wins that one above Sol Campbell. Jensen for Arsenal. Has the sting gone out of the Gunners' attack? Parlour. This could be interesting for Spurs. It's Klinsmann. Now can anybody have the legs to join up and support? Sheringham's got there, so is Rosenthal, so is Anderton. Here's Rosenthal. Klinsmann. Nethercott. Not known as a goal scorer. Surely a second for Spurs at this stage would finish it as a contest. That's a foul. And there may be a booking for Rosenthal. Yes. Six minutes on the clock. Dixon for Arsenal. Sol Campbell half clear for Spurs. Rosenthal helps him. Klinsmann across. Great ball. Darren Anderton. He'll go off toward the corner. Klinsmann again. Is this to be a grand finale for Spurs? Sheringham. Help arrives from Austin. He doesn't need him. Klinsmann on the back post. That's very well covered for Arsenal by Andy Linnigan. Just cushioning the ball back to Seaman. Under the threat of one of the best strikers in the world. Dixon for Arsenal. Still the red shirts come. Campbell got the first touch. Sol Campbell tidied up. Steve Bold. 5 minutes left now. That's too long from Bold. And there are some walking wounded finishing this match, certainly. That's a great touch from Sheringham to Klinsmann. Rosenthal to his left. Foul by Schwartz. He's gone. The look from George Graham and Stuart Houston says it all. And Schwartz accepting it in tremendous professional manner. Klinsmann just teasing him in. The bait was laid and Klinsmann just knew enough to draw him on. Things begin to look better for Spurs. Arsenal down to 10 men. It would look better still if they can hit the target in the free kick. Anderton. Clever piece of play by Winterburn back on the post to make sure that Darren Anderton's shot didn't creep in. I think he's complaining that he didn't get a sight of them from a fair side of the goal because the wall was not the 10 yards. I think that's what he's complaining about. Are being looked at on the Spurs bench. There's still at least 2.5 minutes, plus whatever Mike Reid wants to add on. Parlour long. Right. Well claimed by Ian Walker. He got everything right here. Will have to find a better way through than that. Or could Spurs? Anderton. Rosenthal. Happy to sit on the line. Dixon showing her inside. Rosenthal accepts the invitation. Campbell. Parler, he's still full of running, Ray Parler. But he needs some support for Arsenal. Howell's got an important foot in. And then Parler really lost his bearings. Less than 2 minutes left. He gets through a tremendous amount of unsung, unheralded work, David Howells for Tottenham. Not the flashiest player, not the most gifted, but 100% committed. So too Mabbott, so too Calderwood. Foul, he was kicked. It's all getting a bit too much for Ian Wright. Clear foul. We're into the last minute. Still Spurs lead. They've had to work so hard for it. Probably second best for long periods in this second half. But if they can hold on, that will not matter to them one little bit. And the sweet thing will go in the record book. A victory over their bitterest rivals. And it begins to look more like it. Nethercott. Anderton. You can never fault Arsenal's guts and determination. But it has not been enough from the look of things here. We're into time added on now. Arsenal throw. Well played by Calderwood for Spurs. Nethercott. Anderton. It's just a bit too big for Klinsmann with Seaman very alert even at this late stage. Rosenthal. He's held the ball well for Spurs tonight. It's a good run too. No foul. One minute of injury time played. Or maybe a little more. But if Spurs keep hold of the ball, they'll surely win it. This is Darren Anderton. Klinsmann still working hard for him. Sheringham. How he'd love to have finished with a flourish there. But the ball's out of play behind the Arsenal goal, and that's almost just as good for Spurs. That would truly have been a grandstand finish. But they don't need it, because Tottenham Hotspur have done it once more. A fantastic run under Jerry Francis. Spurs unbeaten in 9 now. The sole goal on the night from Zhika Popescu. A quality finish from one of Spurs' quality imports. And it's sweet, sweet turn of the year for Tottenham Hotspur. Klinsmann working superbly all night, leading the line brilliantly. Arsenal, they showed the characteristic determination and strength. But the conclusion on this night is that the balance of power may be shifting in North London. Spurs 1, Arsenal 0.